Oh, yeah. Clap, clap, clap.
Okay, great.
Jacqueline, you look really refreshed for someone who's having like back-to-back releases. What,
Yes.
3 films in 3 months?
3 films in 3 months, yeah.
Houseful 3, Dishoom,
Dishoom, and now Flying Jet. Yes.
Is there pressure? Do you feel like this is make or break?
You know what? After Kick released, I told myself, now I had this huge opportunity, okay, opposite Salman Khan and Sajid Nadyadwala's first directorial debut and stuff. And if I don't utilize this, seriously, it's going to be such a shame and such a waste for me. So after Kick, I went all guns blazing. And I signed up, there was like obviously like a lot more offers and stuff that I'd been getting. I signed up as much as I could. Obviously the stuff that I believed in as well. And I just went for it. And it's been 2 years now and I haven't stopped. It's pretty much like before Kick, I think of my career here as pre-Kick, post-Kick. And I was like, pre-Kick, I was sitting at home and I wasn't really doing much. I was like wondering what my next film was going to be and am I going to sign anything? Like 6 months went by actually before I signed Kick. I hadn't signed anything. I even got cancelled and from a movie. So
you had it and then you got dropped.
Yes, I got dropped. And
wow, that must be difficult.
It's happened to me twice actually over here. And with 2 big movies as well. So I'm just like, there was obviously my share of like, ups and downs and stuff. And then Kick happened, and that was what I was praying for. Like at that time, all I really had was like prayer and hard work, just like, okay, just kind of hope. Then when that opportunity came, I always think about that period. I'm like, there was a time. Don't ever take advantage. Don't, ever become complacent. And and now this is like the most releases I've had in a year. And I never knew how a Priyanka did it, how a Deepika did it. I never knew how they did it. I was like, how did they do it? But now that I've done it, I'm like, okay, I'm getting there. I can do this, So yeah, it is tough though. It is tough. Oh my goodness. Like you don't have time to, do anything except your work, So it is quite a roller coaster, but you have this one shot. You just do it,
Yeah, because I interviewed Priyanka just before she left for the States and I said, what does it take? And what have you given up? And she said, I've given up my life.
Yeah, you do.
That's the truth.
But it's really funny, like your work comprises so much of your life. I mean, like I think like pretty much all of it, except for like maybe your school life. And if you cannot get the most out of that, if it doesn't make you happy, if you don't go to bed at night thinking, wow, I did well today, or like, you're not happy with what you did or what you've done in your work, I don't see how, I can't measure success any other way. It's going to take up 3/4 of your life, so you might as well really just make the most out of it. Yeah.
So, Jacqueline, here's what really intrigues me about you, okay? So you have this persona,
yes.
And of the glamorous, giggling Bollywood actor, okay? Your roles are about that. Many of them are extremely glamorous.
Yes.
Most of them. And, the stories around you. I mean, I remember reading something about you having teddy bears called Mama Teddy Bear
Mama
and
Bear, Pinky Bear.
Pinky Bear. That you dress in your own clothes.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my God, that's okay.
Strange.
But you're also a businesswoman. You have restaurants in Sri Lanka. You have come this far without contacts, without a mentor, without knowing even the damn language.
Yes.
Okay? So you're obviously really smart. You're very hardworking.
Yes. It's more that, yeah.
So is that person, the teddy bear person, a sort of persona because that's an easier sell?
Actually, it's not persona. It's a side of me. Like
It is you.
It is, yeah. I mean, like, so seriously, Mama Bear and Pinky Bear are still there. And I've always had that side of me, that believed in fairy tales, that believed in fairies, that fairies existed, that believed in magic. I've always had that side of me. And to some extent, like, just this universe, okay, how the universe began, like, how certain things happen that we can't explain, how death happens, birth happens. Like, there is a very like strange magic fairy tale kind of like thing just to our existence, and I don't want to let it go you know, it
You hold on to it?
I hold on to it, and sometimes I find that there's times where it fades, and I'm like, and I miss it, and I'm like, oh gosh, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's sad that you know, if that goes away, and I don't believe in that anymore. But there is a time where you do have to grow up, and you do have to sometimes face reality, and so that other side of me does come out as well. You know, that there's responsibility. Like when I came to Bombay, I've been living in Bombay alone now for the past like 7-8 years, and Pinky Bear and Mama Bear were always in Bahrain, okay? And then my mom visited me one day and she just brought them. And I was like, oh my God, you know what I mean? Like, it was like such a comfort because there's no one at home. I come home at night from work and it's quiet, you know what I mean? So it's like, and I end up talking to myself a lot as well, you know what I mean? Because I'm used to a family of 4 kids, like 10 animals. We had 7 dogs, 2 cats, we had fish.
10 animals?
Yes. Like, it was a zoo. So going from that to like
Solo
on your own, independent, you know, lady and everything. It in the beginning it was a lot of like, it was very exciting and new and everything. And then after some time you're like, whoa, you know what I mean? I need to like, you know, handle this, and it can get very difficult at times.
What is the nature of the struggle now? You know, of course you talked about living alone, but do you have to like work really hard at always looking a certain way? You know, being seen with the right people in the right places, looking for that next big break that'll put you in the next league.
Absolutely. I mean, like, it's a combination of all those things, you know. For me, I actually feel that when I came into the industry, like, I'm more of a believer in hard work, you know, and making the most out of opportunities as well. And as success grows, it just becomes a lot more harder. Like, a lot of people think like, okay, when you're successful, you can like put your feet up and things just roll, but it actually becomes a lot more harder. You know, I always feel like I always have this insecurity after every single film. Will I sign a film? Will I sign a film after this? Will I sign, you know, I mean, like, there's always that insecurity. And as actors, we have to face that. You know, there could be a time where you will not get any offers and you're struggling for like film roles and stuff. I've been through that. But I still kind of like have that in me where I'm like, you know, what's my next film gonna be? What's my slate for next year? I don't even know, you know? So I'm in a somewhat good space right now where I kind of, you know, after finishing a film, I go into, you know, filming my next film, but who knows how long that'll last. So you do have to, I mean, like, you have to keep improvising. You have to keep changing. You have to keep like, I mean, there's so many things as an actor. It's not just talent. You know, I came into this industry with no talent, you know. I had no acting background, I had no dancing background, I had no language training or anything, but it was just sheer hard work and logic and, you know, common sense, you know. And those things, it really comes, I think, with experience and a lot of hard work. A lot. Like, every day for you is, I mean, a day to really kind of go out there, challenge yourself, train, keep your PR going, you know.
That's really important. Hasn't it become really like a key thing?
It has. I mean, like, I'm talking about PR with your audience and PR within your industry. You know, that's important too. Like, I didn't know how to work my PR in the industry before when I first came here. I was like, I don't know anyone. Like, how do I, you know, strike up a conversation? Or how do I, like, you know, what do I do? Like, does it come across as fake? Does it come across like I want something or I need something?
Right. Is there an agenda?
Is there an agenda? Yeah. Exactly, you know, because these things are easy to sniff out as well, you know, but like, it comes, I think, it is very important. Like, you know, a lot of the times, like, I've met certain people in the industry and they're like, oh, we didn't know that you're like this too, or like, you know, you could actually fit into this character and stuff. So you have to keep that PR going. You have to kind of like be in people's minds as well, you know, and even with your audience. I mean, you know, they're the reason why you're there. And you have to keep your PR going for them too. Like, I mean, like, doing movies and everything, like, yes, they love to see what you've created on screen. But at the same time, they also expect some form of like communication. They expect a lot of things from you now, you know, and digital has just opened up that space, you know, so they want you there. They're expecting that from you, and you don't have to, but like, you know, for me, I mean, everyone's different. For me, I feel I owe them that, you know, in a way. So
in a sense, you're always on.
Yes, I am. I mean, even my mom sometimes tells me, like, Jackie, please take a break. just take a break. But like from the morning, from the minute I'm up, I look at my diary, you know, like while I'm having my coffee, I'm like, okay, this needs to get done, this needs to get done. You know, I have to train, something's coming up. You know, I have to see to costume, styling.
Isn't that a big thing? Just looking good.
Yes, yeah. I mean,
You know, not even costumes in a movie. I'm just saying, just when you step out. I mean, people are now shooting you when you get into airports.
Yeah, that's a good trend. You're like,
It's the airport look.
So
I was like, what the hell is that?
That's the thing. Like before, I never really thought about it, but now I'm like, okay, guys, like, you know, just keep a couple of like airport looks aside as well.
So it is a thing. It's
Yes.
a legitimate thing.
Oh my goodness, it is. Like, like honestly, before you wouldn't care. You're coming off a plane and you're just like, hair is messy, and you probably still have like cream on or whatever. Now it's like, okay, we're landing. Time to kind of get a little bit ready, put yourself together and stuff like that. And so it's become like I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'd love to go out with like no makeup, you know what I mean? And just like be totally free and stuff about it. But like, you know, it's really how you present yourself. People somehow prefer to see someone who's presentable, you know? And if you come out looking like, you know, I don't know, like you really don't care or whatever, you people kind of sense, I don't know, I just feel like people kind of appreciate it when you're, you know, a little bit more put together. They expect that from you.
So you can't have a bad hair day.
No. I mean, you can wear a cap. I mean, there are a lot of times, like honestly, when I'm on my digital, like there's that, you will see that side of me, you know, like if I'm on my Snapchat and stuff, you will see, it is important that people do see that too, you know, but I like to show people that, you know, I am someone who, you know, puts herself together, and I like to look presentable, and, you know, like I do take that effort, you know, so, but you will obviously see a more human side of me, like I think, through my digital and stuff, I make sure that that side of me does come out too as well.
Jacqueline, you know, over the last 4 or 5 years, I would say, I've had a lot of conversations with actresses about how the ground in the film industry has actually shifted for women, and you know,
big time.
Yeah, so how much better it is, and how the some of the scripts are changing.
Yeah.
But tell me, is this true only for Deepika, Anushka, Priyanka, or is there a sort of on-ground shift that applies to most women?
You know, when I had first come here, there was, I mean, I was told by so many people, listen, just look good, you know, just work on, you know, how you're looking, work on your styling, work on your body, work on your looks. You don't have to worry about anything else. You don't even have to worry about acting. You don't have to worry about, so I was like, okay, like, you know, that's great, you know? And I found it was a very easy way out for me before, you know, and I was signing films, I was doing stuff, I was getting work just based on my appearance.
They used you as a prop.
I mean, I mean,
that's how all actresses do get used. So it's not specific to you. It's just that's how actors.
I fit into that glamour kind of world, you know.
Yeah, which is what Priyanka said, that, you know, she heard people talk about her saying, okay, she's not there, get someone else. That women were interchangeable.
Yes,
She talks about
that is a huge insecurity to have unless you yourself change it. You know, unless you take control and you put your foot down and stuff, and you know, it's difficult to do that in the beginning. I mean, Priyanka is, you know, she's Superwoman. She did it right from the start, you know what I mean? But for me, I found it difficult because I was a foreigner. I didn't know the language. What is my upper hand? You know what I mean? Like, pretty girls come and go. There's so many, right? Now, ever since, you know, actresses have taken it on themselves, and I don't think that shift just happened, you know? Actresses have taken it on themselves to say, I need more meat, you know what I mean? I need to do something more, you know? And they really took that initiative. They went out there, they signed these kind of films, they took risks, you know? I remember when Sonam was first telling me about Nirja. This was like 2 years back, and I'd signed Kick at that time. And she's like, you know, I'm going to do this film, and it's called Nirja, and it's about, you know, this real life, you know, heroine, and, you know, she saved so many people, she was an aerostess. I was like, and who's the actor? And she was like, no, it's about her. So I was like, I don't know, I'd be too afraid to do something like that. I mean, I can't believe you have the guts to do something like that. That's amazing. But in my head, I was like, gosh, I was scared for her in a way. But then, you know, it was, and this is what she had planned like 2 years back, you know, it just became now when it released, like you see how well it's done, you see how much it's affected people. And for her, she can be like, I did a film like that, you know, and I think that's an amazing feeling. So I feel actresses have really stood up and they've taken the initiative to do that. And, you know, I think like also after a point, you want to do more. You want to do more for your career. You want to do more for your fans. Like I'm starting to feel that a lot more. I'm, you know, the reason also why it's probably taken me so long is because for like the longest time, I never really had that confidence as an actress. If someone had offered me a really like, you know, meaty role, I never thought I'd be able to do it. I was like, how would I do something like that? Like I watch Anushka's performance or Deepika's performance, Priyanka's performances, and I'm like, how did they do that? You know what I mean? They're so good and confident, and they really have, you know, they know what they're doing. But now it's funny, but now I feel I can. Now I feel like I've done enough films right now, and it would be very disappointing to myself and to my viewers and followers and fans if I don't move up, if I don't challenge myself, you know. And trust me, people love seeing. I feel people love seeing actors, actresses take those risks, challenge themselves. You want to see that challenge come out, you know, and I think that works really, really well.
So are you actively scouting for something?
Yeah. I mean, like this year, like I knew I had these 3 releases, and you know, when it came to my slate for next year and what I was signing for next year, I was like, before it used to be, like honestly, before it used to be, okay, who's the hero? You know? And if I was offered something with a big hero, I'm like, okay, yeah, done. I wouldn't even look at the role.
Ask.
I wouldn't ask. I'd be like, okay, what a film. You know what I mean? I knew it would be big. So in my head, I was like, okay, at least I have a big film. You know, whatever the role was, whatever it was, even the director for that matter, I was like, it's okay. You know, like hero and everything. Now it's like, okay, what is the role? You know what I mean? Like, I need to know. It's a huge film. Okay, I understand that it's a, you know, big actor, whatever. But what am I doing? You know, is there something, am I doing something in there that, you know, I've not done before? Is it going to be challenging for me? I'm going to have to prep for this. I want to prep for something, you know what I mean? So yeah, I mean.
So
like,
when you ask that now, when you're listening to stories and when you say, but what is the role? Do people look at you and say, but why is she asking? Or I mean.
It's very divided, you know. It's, there's a large side of Bollywood that still believes that just be part of a commercial movie.
Kyun pooch rahe ho?
Exactly. Just be part of it. You know,
good
you're
location,
an actress.
good costume.
Exactly. You know, and you know, you'll get a lot of people will all watch the movie. It'll be a hit. You'll have a hit on your list and everything.
You'll get 5 more brands.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's commercial. That's what you need to be. You're an actress. Portray that. You know, be commercial. But I think in the long run, you need to do stuff that when you look back on, you're like, did you see? You have to watch that performance of mine. I want to be able to say that to people. You know, you have to see what I did in that film, and oh my gosh, it was tough and it was difficult, and you know, it was sweat and blood. But just see, you know, that performance. You know, and I feel them in little bits and pieces here and there, very small scenes here and there. I feel them in the recent work I've done, but I've not. I feel like I haven't gone all the way with it, and I am looking for that right now.
But Jacqueline, are you right now, do you feel you have the experience and you're established enough to push back? Let's say if there is an item song or if there's something which is making you uncomfortable, do you just say no?
Yeah, I think you get to that point, you know, like a lot of girls are like that from the beginning, you know, but I was never one of those. I was always like, I felt that I never had the upper hand. You know, so I was always like, okay, okay, fine, I'll do this and I'll do that. And also, I didn't really know any better. I didn't know what an item song was at one point. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know what it was. I just knew, okay, it was an opportunity of work. You know, so let me just put my best, work hard. You know, and it wasn't like I ever took anything for granted. I always, any single item song I did or anything, any role I played, it was always like 100% of push me, and that was my 100% at that time. You know, but now it's. I mean, with certain success comes certain responsibilities as well, you know, and you know, you have to kind of keep up with that. You have to keep up with a certain, you know, image and roles, and you know, so it is expected of you. It's expected from myself as well, you know. So I would not want to. I'd only want to go ahead, and I don't want to be repetitive. in any sense. Like, that has happened, you know. Now, what's next? What am I going to do next? So what is next actually is I'm shooting a film with Sid right now, which is being directed by Raj and DK, and it was Bang Bang 2, but we've realized, I think, like after that announcement, that the script and everything, the characters, the directors, the actors, it's not that. It's not a Bang Bang 2, you know, it's something completely different. So we're still untitled. Actually, we were on the chat today like, guys, what do we title our film? What's going on? And I've signed a film with Tarun Mansakhani. It's a Dharma production, and it has Sushant. And Sushant and me in the lead. So that's it for now.
And these are roles with meat.
Yeah, these are like this is stuff like I'm like, okay, this is what I've not done. I'm excited, you know what I mean? Like, you know, this is gonna be a little bit challenging. We can play around a lot with this. I'm in good hands, you know. So yeah, and you know, it's not as meaty as I can get. It's a step above, you know, and yeah, I'm hoping that, you know, it just keeps kind of going up. So
well, onward and upward.
Yes, onward and upward.
And good luck.
Yay!
Thank you so much.
Oh my God, we're done? Oh my God.
What were you expecting?
I thought I was like sitting here like, you know, like the president or something, like going to be like ripped apart or something.
No, never.
Yay!
Never.
We're done.
No, thank you.
So if you like what you're seeing, then make sure you hit the button below and subscribe to Film Companion.